Good evening, everyone. This is the Innovation Zone's 9th episode. And tonight we are on Instagram. Nous sur Instagram à soya. Et à soya, nous allons discuter d'un thème qui est excessivement important. Et le thème, ça, c'est santé mentale avec technologie. Technologie pour santé mentale. Et nous avons un guest qui ont invité de marque, Dr Magda Demerritt, qui est avec nous à soya, qui sont coquines chaîne femmes haïtiennes qui a opéré ici aux États-Unis, un gros docteur qui va parler avec nous à soya. N'a profité saluer toutes mesdames yo à travers le monde, mesdames haïtiennes yo, we're saying hello to you and we're sending our love and affection to all the women out there because today is Women's Month. C'est le mois de la femme. Une salutation spéciale et une coupe bien bas devant mesdames étudiantes haïtiennes qui en Ukraine. Parce que nous, ça a passé à étudiantes nous qui manquent mourir dans la guerre Russie-Ukraine. N'a souhaité toutes mesdames yo pour rester en forme, ensuite pour protéger tête yo, protéger famille yo, parce que nous connaissons une situation pas facile. Donc un gros coup de chapeau pour toutes mesdames haïtiennes qui en Ukraine yo, et pour tout le monde en général qui a subi de la guerre qu'a faite entre Russie et l'Ukraine. Et nous t'a souhaité pour la paix retourner, pressé pour la vie à continuer, parce que la guerre pas jamais mené à rien l'autre que souffrance population, et ça va pas continuer. Donc encore une fois, en pile l'amour, courage à toutes femmes haïtiennes yo qui jodi a cap souffrir, cap vivre dans mauvaises conditions, et toutes femmes vaillant nous yo. Nous saluer nous et moi saluer tout. Mais moi, maman, Madame Gisou Lamotte, qui était malheureusement quitté nous le 16 août 2020, après 18 mois de goumé, parce qu'elle était venu un problème dans le cœur, qui était venu botter l'aller. Jeudi à 2 mars 2022, nous avons Innovation Zone dans Women's History Month series. We're talking about mental health and technology with Dr. Magda Demerritt, a licensed clinical social worker. She's been practicing over 15 years. So we say hi to her, and we are getting ready to start the 9th episode of the Innovation Zone. Salut, Dr. Naomi. Avec nous à soya, moi saluer vous.
Merci.
Un gros coup de chapeau pour vous et un pile l'amour pour vous, parce que nous dans Women's History Month. Comment est et comment ou est 9e édition, 9e épisode chose à journée aujourd'hui.
Nous saluons toutes mesdames qui branchent, nous disons merci beaucoup pour tout le monde qui a supporté 9e épisode of the Innovation Zone. C'est vraiment un plaisir pour nous là à soir encore. Nous saluons PM Laurent Lamotte. Thank you so very much for sharing that great memory of your mom. And nous sûrs que c'était une femme extraordinaire parce que c'est lui-même qui fait nous gagner ou même là avec nous aujourd'hui. Pour toute femme haïtienne, pour toute femme potomitan qui travaille dur côté dans le domaine côté, même ni que c'est dans la caille ou travail, nous travaille dans l'industrie, ni que c'est où tu as une possibilité pour un business power, mais ou là dans la communauté et ou même on dit mon dia, you're forging a path for yourself, pour femme, pour communauté, pour légation demain. Nous saluons et nous dit gros chapeau bas pour nous, et nous dit bon Dieu merci que nous gagnons avec nous aujourd'hui Dr. Magda Demerritt, a licensed clinical social worker here in the city of North Miami, a phenomenal woman qui a fait un pile bagay dans communauté, non seulement li gen business pali, li son mère de famille, li c'est une madame et la gérer tout ça qu'a gagné pour gérer et puis assoir nous kawé non seulement ça son belle dame tout. Welcome Dr. Demerit, how are you?
Thank you. Bonsoir tout le monde. Thank you for inviting me. I am doing well this evening. I'm very excited to be here, to participate, to share my knowledge, pour m'expliquer by moun yo information regarding santé mentale. I am just very excited to be here. Thank you, Monsieur Laurent. Thank you, Dr. Naomi, for the invitation.
Absolument. Bon, nous pour aller pour nous bailler tout le monde qui branché un brief bio de qui est Dr. Demerit. Dr. Magda Demerritt is a licensed clinical social worker. She is a Haitian American in South Florida and a South Florida native who attended Florida International University, where she earned her master's degree in social work. She earned her doctorate degree in social work May of 2021. She is certified in child welfare, trauma, focused cognitive behavioral therapy, Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, and trained in crisis management interventions, as well as trauma incident reduction. She has over 14 years of experience providing care and treatment to individuals ages 12 and up who represent an array of mental health challenges, including trauma, anxiety, or depression. In addition to that, she provides clinical supervision to students and registered clinicians seeking licenses status in Florida. Finally, she provides community education regarding mental health to remove the stigma and normalize therapeutic intervention for minorities in the community. Dr. Demerit, welcome to the Innovation Show.
Thank you. Thank you again for having me.
So, Dr. Demerit, for all those, nous connaissons que nous déjà li bayo, mais pour tout le monde qui a pas apprendre de ou même for the first time, on nous dit moun yo qui ça qui santé mentale, what is mental health and what is it that you specifically do?
Okay, so santé mentale, it's son capacité esprit pour qu'à fonctionner non façon qui permettent reste corps fonctionner bien. Okay. Your mental health is important because it is a part of your physical health. It is all health, okay? It is very, very important that you take care of your mental health because without taking care of your mental health, other parts of your body suffer, right? So the work that I do, travail moi fait, c'est un counselor, okay? Son therapist, okay? I provide therapeutic services for individuals who have different mental health challenges, different mental health issues, okay? So, depuis yo gon problème, yo senti yo ti jan triste, yo senti que yo exige trop, yo pense trop, yo gen problème, yo gon moun ki mouri nan famille yo, gon problème ki kembe yo nan tête yo, nan santé mentale yo, kounya la yo wè yo pa ka fonctionner bien, c'est même yo chercher pour aider yo chercher un genre pour yo go resolution, like to resolve what's going on, pour yo ka chercher a path forward, en route pour yo avancer devant.
Très bien, Dr. Demerit, so en gros, ou aider moun nan chercher yon path côté que malgré li sentil overwhelmed, ça nous dit en anglais, le moun nan senti tête li chargé, mais ou même job c'est pour assurer que ou aider le passer moment difficile ça pour le cas sentir li bien dans lui-même, pour le cas vivre, pour le cas inspirer, pour le cas faire tout travail que li gen pour le faire à travers famille, à travers business li. Mais Dr. Demerit, nous connaît que li dans communauté pa nou li pas facile pour dire au monde nous senti dépression. Il pas facile pour dire au monde moins inquiété. Il pas facile pour dire au monde me sentir tête moins chargé. On parler de feeling ça yo que en pile dans nous-mêmes nous experience mais nous pas connait qui gens pour nous exprimer.
So moun pa nou wap tande yo di kon ça, oh m'a pensé trop, oh m'a senti bien. En pile temps dans communauté pa nou yo pas tellement easy lang depressed, right? Yo font connexion avec corps yo. Gon bagay nan kom ki pa senti bien, me senti gon bagay nan ventre mwen. Me senti kem serré, me senti m'a pensé trop, m'pa ka dormi, tête mwen me senti tête mwen chargé avec un paquet de bagay. C'est laisse ça yo ouais moun a parler, puis qu'on a couri kay docteur, ou te descend kay tout docteur dit nous pas ouais problème, nous pas ouais aucun problème. Ou prend médicament, pas compris ça prend médicament et puis tout le temps c'est un problème émotionnel mental. Moun nan te genyen quelques problèmes qui sou moun nan ke li pa ka joine résolution et puis kounya bay ça vient affecter li tellement affecter li yo senti nan corps. Ou comprendre moi so kounya dans communauté pa nous commencer parler de mental health, nous commencer bay éducation ça pour nous bay communauté éducation pour yo ka connait ki jan pour yo identify qui gens pour yo ouais c'est son problème mental émotionnel yo gagne pour yo ka commencer mettre mots yo ensemble pour yo ka expliquer qui ça qui problème là pour yo ka joindre the right kind of help pour yo ka joindre professionnel là ka aider vraiment.
Dr Demerit, nous connaissons que moi, ça, c'est mois de la femme, Women's History Month. Nous connaissons que c'est vraiment un temps côté nous, comme femmes, nous, c'est pas seul ça nous célébrer, mais nous connaissons un temps que nous mettons à part pour célébrer Damio. On parlait de emotional health for women. Avec un moment ça, qui ça que yo joignent que plusieurs nan dam yo a souffri de lui?
So women of color, right? Black women, Caribbean women, Haitian women, right? En pile temps, nous gon paquet bagay chargé sous nous. Okay, so qui ça? Okay, so faut nous travail, okay? Faut nous gen mariage nous, okay? We're married, nous gen ti moun nous. Okay, problème nous gen yo différent que moun blanc, problème yo pas même. Okay, so women, right? We struggle with mental health a lot because we often don't have an avenue. Nous pas gon jan pour nous parler avec un moun de ça nous gen, right? It's difficult for us to communicate what it is that we need because a lot of the times we're moving. Okay, nous tellement n'a fonctionné, n'a monté descend, n'a couru, n'a fait un pile action, nous pas même ouais même que nous gon problème, nous depress même. C'est là nous suspend, c'est là nous fini tout bagay yo pour jouer et puis quand on a chita, nous commencer réfléchir, nous commencer sentir nous triste, nous commencer sentir gon bagay qui kembe nous, qui fait nous pas sentir nous bien. Right? And then that's when we realize, man, something's wrong. Gon bagay ki pa bien là, besoin support, besoin moun pou me parler, besoin pou me checker ça, qui ça y est m'gen.
Très bien, très bien. Et I can echo that a lot of the time. Ou si tellement engagé, ou si tellement gen bagay que ou responsable pour liya, ou pas même vraiment prendre temps for your own introspect pour garder tête ou pour dire qui va mieux émotionnellement, qui j'aime sentir moi.
Exactly.
Est-ce que mon père, est-ce que joyeux, est-ce que me sentir que moins en forme. Par exemple, il y a la même le m'a parlé avant là, mon petit monde qui dit mommy. So
exactement.
C'est réalité nous pas vrai?
Yes.
Ça c'est réalité nous que nous toujours gain plusieurs rôles que n'a rempli durant journée. So dis-nous qui ressources qui gagne pour ça ressources que nous ca connecter avec technologie.
Okay. So technology has made a huge difference in how we address mental health and mental health issues in the community. Okay. So 3 main things that technology has done for mental health, right? The first thing is access information about mental health. Okay, okay, access information sur santé mentale, right? So now we have the ability to go on the computer, Google, look up different things to find out what's going on, right? Nous ka chercher information, nous ka Google, nous ka regarder tout ça nous besoin chercher de mental health. We can look for these things and we have the access to do that through the use of technology. The second thing is technology has allowed us to find providers and access services. Okay, nou ka jwen moun ki ka ede nou pou service mental, right? For santé mentale. So now we can look up different platforms, go on platform Psychology Today, where you can go and you can search and find a therapist that looks like you, that speaks the same language you do, that is near your home, that you can access. And if you can't go to their office, that you can see them virtually. The other thing technology has done is given us tools that we can use to support our own self, right? Okay, access outils sentimental pour ka aider tête, right? So you can help yourself. You can use these tools to help you meditate, to help you breathe, to help you exercise, to help you do yoga, for example. And you can do all of these things virtually now. So, right, so just like medical care, kounye la, sou bezwen al wè dokter ou. Depi se pa un gros bagay ou pa chache fè avèk dokter ou, just moute computer ou, ka wè dokter ou ka wè, and then that's it. You can see your doctor. It's the same way with mental health. Now, no matter where you are, you can get on the computer and you can talk to a mental health professional. And I think that is the biggest thing technology has done for mental health services.
Ok, on parle de app, parce que je connais monsieur qui n'a pas arrivé sous app, parce que il y a des fois que l'autre dit moun nan kon sa que they can log on, but more than likely they're logging on their computer. So what kind of apps are available for that?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there are several companies now that provide these mental health services online, but they also have apps, right? So one, for example, is called Teladoc. Teladoc is a platform. They do mental health and they do all other kind of doctors. And you can download the app and you can access the services through the app, or you can go through your desktop, right? Another one is Talkspace, talkspace.com. They're also in the United States and Canada, and you can log on to Talkspace. You can download their app and access services through Talkspace. Another one, and this one is global, BetterHelp. BetterHelp, you can access services anywhere on this planet. You can find a mental health provider. You can download the app and access your services that way. Okay, so those are three services that you can, three companies that do online or using an app provide the mental health services. Okay, so again, that's Talkspace, that is Teladoc, and BetterHelp. BetterHelp is global. Okay, then you have a few apps that can help you with the maintenance, like we discussed, right? So Headspace is one app that you can download, and this app can provide you with different ways to articles that you can read about mental health, different techniques for breathing that will help you. Breathing is very important. It helps oxygen get to everywhere in your body. You need oxygen to live. You need oxygen to survive. So breathing is very important. It helps you to access that. It can give you different sounds, different things that you can listen to help you to meditate, be in a quiet space, to pray, if that's what you like to do. Insight Timer, right? This is another app, okay, that can also help you do the same things Headspace does. And then there's one app that I use myself. Okay, I like it. The ocean and all of these different things. It's called I Sleep Easy. I Sleep Easy. So this can give you different sounds, music, classical music, different weather sounds, storm sounds, ocean sounds, rain sounds. You know, it just gives you a lot of nature sounds that can help you to just reconnect and even help you sleep if you need that.
You know, what type of app helps with mental health. Now, you know, myself, you know, of course, you know, I used to be, when I was prime minister, that was an extremely stressful time. You know, I slept 4-hour days. You know, I felt I had all the problems of the country on my shoulder to solve. Yeah. You know, from waking up till going to sleep. I mean, I hardly slept. Actually, when I resigned, the first thing I did was sleep, and I felt I slept for about 1 month.
Yeah.
Like I would wake up and go back to sleep, wake up and go back to sleep. And one thing I did, and I want to discuss that with you a little bit, is meditation. I started meditating
Yes.
because at the time, I didn't think that it would have, any impact really, because you're always on the go. You're always feeling that you need to be going somewhere and you never have time to decompress and to breathe and to hold on a second, let me change things. Can we talk a little bit about meditation and the different apps for meditation and that people could use, people watching this show could be using, and what type of impact does meditation, and how and when should people meditate? In the morning, at night before going to sleep? What type of different, give us an idea of what do you recommend in terms of meditation?
Thank you so much for asking that question. Very, very important. So meditation is a process that helps you to reconnect with yourself. It helps you to reconnect with your surroundings, with the nature around you. And for everyone, meditation at different times of the day, it's going to vary, right? Meditation is so helpful to help you get your thoughts together. It helps you to realign, right, your day. It helps you to really, really focus on what it is that you're trying to do, to block out all of the noise, all of the confusion, all of the things that try to bombard ourselves every day. It helps you to set intention for the day, right? So I typically recommend, if you can, if you're a morning person, meditate in the morning, right? When you get up, make that a part of your routine in the morning. Meditate in the morning, because that will definitely help you set your intention for the day. And setting your intention for the day, it's so important, right? What is it that I want to accomplish today? What is it that I'm doing today? What are my goals for the day, right? So in the process of meditating, you're quieting the sounds, right? You're allowing yourself to breathe well, right? You're not trying to control what's going on in your head. You're just letting the thoughts come and you letting the thoughts go, because it's in the act of releasing control that you actually gain control, right? So that's very important. Now, the apps that I mentioned, they are great tools that they can help you to meditate. Headspace, Insight Timer, that is my favorite. Insight Timer, what it does, mettez-les pour faire un alarme pour moi. So every 2 hours. Insight Timer.
Okay.
So every 2 hours.
Mette Insight Timer sur l'écran pour Magda ka expliquer nous plus ou moins.
Yeah.
On essaie de mettre sur l'écran. Pour
So,
insighttimer.com,
Insight
right?
Timer, yeah. Yeah, it's like a little gold bowl. You're going to see it on the app. But when you can put the timer on, and then it will go off like during the day. And when it goes off, you can take some time to stop, a few seconds. It doesn't take a lot. And you breathe and you ground yourself. You reconnect with yourself, right?
So these are the people behind the app. It's the number one free app for sleep and stress.
Yes.
Anxiety.
Yes, absolutely.
So
and some people, they are better with meditating in the middle of the day, and some people are better meditating in the evening to close out their days, to bring a, to refocus themselves and really prepare themselves for good night's rest. So if you have the energy and you have the time, I say meditate 3 times a day. But depending on your personality, depending on how you most function, you may be better in the morning, you may be better in the evening. It just depends. But Insight Timer is an awesome tool. It's free. It has articles. It has music that is calming that you can use to meditate too. It has guided imagery, right? So for example, if you want to imagine that you are in a beach, that you are walking along a beach, and this guided imagery helps you to imagine you actually doing this. And it brings a sense of calmness, right? A sense of stability, right? It takes you on a journey, and it helps you to remember that you're okay, that we're okay, that, if you're a believer, if you have faith, God is in control of everything, right? I don't have to be anxious, right? Everything is going to work out, right? So these tools are there for you. And, many of them are free. Headspace has like a trial, but Insight Timer is a free one. And I Sleep Easy, for those who are having trouble sleeping at night, is the other tool that you can use. I Sleep Easy. And, that is also free as well.
And just a question on depression itself. Can you tell our viewers what are the first signs that one may be dealing with a depression, with anxiety, and what to do? Because I have several friends. Haiti is the situation, the security situation, the overall societal situation is such that you have several people that are dealing with bouts of depression and anxiety and stress and a feeling of helplessness. What is the first sign, and what should be the first thing to do about when you get these feelings? What do you recommend should be one of the initial things to do?
So one of the things I always tell clients is that you have to know your baseline, right? So baseline is, how do you normally function, right? Comment fonctionner normalement, right? Like, you get up, you make yourself some coffee, ou font bar pour manger, la tour, al travail, you come home, maybe you clean up, maybe you cook some dinner, and then maybe you read a book, and then you go to sleep. Then maybe another day you hang out with some friends. Maybe another day you go to church, right? When you start to experience depression, you start to see changes in the baseline, right? Differently. You operate differently, right? So maybe now you're sleeping too much. Or now you're not sleeping enough. You're not sleeping at all. Your sleep is no good. You're waking up in the middle of the night. You're not rested when you wake up. Or you sleep all night. If you live it, at all. Like, you still feel tired. Or you're eating too much, right? Or you're not eating at all. You don't have any desire to eat anything, right? You're not interested. Or you're isolating yourself, right? You don't want to hang out with friends. You à l'église, in anyone's company. You want to isolate yourself, right? So these changes in behaviors, changes in appetite, changes in sleep are very, very good indicators that something is wrong, something is off. Whether it's medical or mental health, you need to address what's going on with you. So once you start to realize that, once you start to see these changes and you start to see, well, something's not right, then at that point, it's a good time to go get help. Whether you go through your primary doctor first, okay, and talk to your primary doctor, make sure nothing's physically wrong, and then they can refer you to a mental health provider, or you go to a mental health provider, and then we kind of do an assessment and see what's going on. And then we say, well, yes, you're dealing with some depression for sure, but also let's make an appointment to go see your primary doctor to make sure everything else is physically okay. Because there are some physical problems that can cause symptoms that look like depression, right? And so we need to make sure that we're not missing something that's medical and that we're truly dealing with a situation that is depression or anxiety. Now, this thing with anxiety, right, it's this feeling that something is terribly wrong, something's going to go wrong, and you having trouble breathing sometimes. They call this a panic attack. You feel like the room is closing in on you. You feel right? It's like something scary is happening to you, right? That's the anxiety, that extreme worry. That's happening. So these things, these behaviors are good indicators that, it's time to go talk to somebody. It's time to go get help. And that's what you should do.
Now, getting help. I see that, you have several different websites, therapyforblackgirls.com, therapyforblackmen.org, or you can also call Dr. D, right? I mean, I imagine that, you're a professional.
Yes.
You reassure, and I think that this is extremely important for any therapist, is to reassure, to make the person feel that you got their back.
Yeah.
And I have several people, close friends, family members that are going through bouts of depression, And it's so easy, to feel depressed. The world, you're living in a world that is changing every day.
Sure.
And one of the things also, I'm not Dr. Lee, and I don't claim to be. But one of the things I'm gonna recommend to you, when you wake up in the morning, don't listen to the news as the first thing that you do, because the news is always negative. You never wake up in a day, say, oh my God, the sky is blue, everything is going great. No, you're gonna hear that there is an explosion here, 10 people died here, 7 people died here, an accident there, a bridge collapse there, missiles being thrown. So that puts you in a general state of, uneasiness.
You are absolutely correct. 100%.
Thank you.
How we start our day is very, very important. What you feed your mind, what you listen to, what you feed your body is very important. So I agree with you. Just on a personal note, me and my children in the morning, we get up, we put on our Christian or gospel music in the car while we're riding. We say our prayers, we recite the Lord's Prayer, and then I drop them off. Then I listen to my message or my sermon or whatever I'm listening to for the day. And it's not until all of that is done that I might turn on some news and see what's going on in the world. But it's important that you feed yourself what it is that you want to come out. If you feed yourself stress, if you feed yourself sadness, if you feed yourself depressive moments on the news, then that's what's going to come out of you. So you have to make sure you're giving yourself, you're intaking information through apps, through YouTube. You can YouTube different things that you can learn about, right? Things like this innovation that you do here. This is important things that help us, that feeds us, that gives us positive things that later comes out, right? Cognitive behavioral therapy, this is an approach that we use as therapists. It basically says, if I can change the way I think, then I can change how I feel. If I change how I feel, then I'll change my actions. If I change my actions, then I will have better outcomes. Many times when we want things to be different in our lives, we try to change what we're doing, but really we have to start with our thinking, and thinking starts with what you're feeding yourself, what's coming into your mind. Absolutely. So I agree with that. I am a provider in the city of North Miami in Florida in the United States. I love the work that I do. I love working with my community, Caribbean women, Haitian women. It is a beautiful population to work with, especially second generation. There's a lot of issues there, and it's so important that you access a therapist who's culturally competent, who understands what it is that you're dealing with, because not all therapists do. So websites like Therapy for Black Girls, which I am on that website, helps you to connect with culturally competent therapists who can understand what it means to be a Black woman, Haitian in America, because living on that street is very different from being a Black woman in America. And it's very different from being a white woman in America. Black woman, Haitian, in South Florida, in the city of North Miami. That's what we call intersection. When you live on that street, what does that mean? So it's very important you access those types of clinicians. So I am on that website. I do have my own website, www.wonderfulcounselorllc.com. I can be found there. There are resources if you don't have any money, or if you're short on money, or you don't have insurance. Open Path Collective is a resource that you can access and find therapists who will charge you within a certain range, right? Between $0 and $60 for therapy sessions, right? That's a deal. That's a steal. You can be a part of this.
I'm sure many people listening would prefer the 0 rather than the 60. But
well,
then everybody.
You'd be surprised. I also offer pro bono services, but it's through my students that I am training to become mental health providers. So I can offer services to people at no charge. They just have to be okay with working with a student under my supervision. So if you want the help, right? And I do have other therapists who are Creole speaking. My team is women of color, and we are here to serve. Yes. So Open Path Collective, the Loveland Foundation is a foundation that provides vouchers for services. I accept Loveland Foundation vouchers. So they give you 4 sessions that you can take to a therapist who accepts it, and you get free services that way. So if you want the help, believe me, it's there. You can find it. And technology is and has made accessing information, accessing providers, accessing resources to help ourselves. It has made it possible.
Moi merci Dr. Di, moi merci Naomi, nous pas grand pile temps créé nous et nous moins que 3 minutes et m'ta remen et faire nous remarquer un bagay. Le yo bay un haïtien une opportunité ou bien un haïtienne une opportunité, nous ouais qui gens nous réussi et ceci à travers le monde. Là nous avons un exemple du docteur Di qui sont femmes haïtiennes ou femmes 20 il y a 100 haïtiennes qui coulent dans 20 ni il y a un pays li l'a dégagé aux États-Unis. Nous avons l'autre docteur Naomi Blemur qui sont l'autre haïtienne femme 20 ans qui a dégagé qui sont gros comptables. Nous avons 2 exemples là. Bon d'ailleurs moi même son petit mieux bon me senti honoré dans présence gros ces mesdames ça là. OK, me senti son gros honneur pour moi avec nous là et toutes mesdames haïtiennes yo. Jodi là avant choix m'ta parler avec un coquin chaîne haïtienne tout que m'bat même connaît qui dans blockchain technologie d'ailleurs m'ta invité à participer dans choix et il dit n'a participer d'ailleurs m'a excusé que dernier choix nous te gagné et un coquin chaîne femme 20 haïtienne qui est Sarah Bertin que tout le monde connaît Miss Haïti 2010 et absous choix semaine prochaine. Et mais c'est pour montrer nous qui gens que Haïti sont un pays qui a petit li grimel. Le petit li quitte pays il y a long pays étranger, gens réussi. Il y a 2 exemples de réussite là dans choix dans 9e édition Innovation Zone à Swagap innové. Donc nous même cap gagner à travers le monde. Prenez un exemple de 2 mesdames ça qui sous choix, qui à l'école, qui étudient, qui travaillent dur, qui font carrière, qui réussissent dans carrière yo. Et tout ça c'est grâce à une opportunité que vous recevez. Nous avons parlé de Madame Carmel Cadet, que me félicite Calnan, House of Rep, Calnan, Chambre des députés aux États-Unis, pour parler, pour avoir conseil de qui gens, pour faire ça le digital money et pour les pays d'Afrique et les Caraïbes. Qui gens que la coaché des banques centrales pour faire ça. Une haïtienne qui quitte Haïti à l'âge de 16 ans et puis qui a fait coquin chaîne by ça. Nous avons plusieurs exemples. Nous avons Fritz Charles, nous avons Papi Gervais, nous avons Alan Bayer. Donc, moi-même, je crois in the power of positive thinking because it works wonders.
Yes.
So, Dr. Di, Dr. Naomi, encore une fois, je me coupe bien bas devant nous. Et me salue toutes femmes 20 haïtiennes dans le monde entier qui a coûté chose ça là journée aujourd'hui me saluer nous toutes me voyons en pile l'amour en pile salutation et puis me dit nous kembe là parce que we're fighting the good fight. Chose ça son show pour éduquer, son show pour discuter des problèmes de société son show qui pour aider mais son show pour first and foremost that's positive parce que nous-mêmes nous pas rentrer dans négatif, n'a prêté dans positif et n'a poussé bourre là pour puis devant de manière positive. Merci Dr. Di, Dr. Naomi, moi en pile et puis à la prochaine pour prochaine édition Innovation Zone. Merci en pile.